Want to know the fastest way on planet Earth to create a children's book? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly that. What's up, guys? Dave Jacobson here, best-selling author and book publisher. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you my step-by-step process from start to finish for how to create children's books for upload to Amazon KDP. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you the exact templates that I use in this video to create the children's book that I'm going to show you how to create so you can do this at home. So without further ado, I'm going to shrink my melon-sized head here. We're going to get right into the content. So this is the book that I created, okay, for demo purposes, but also because it's a cool book and I wanted to create it. And the book is called The Mermaid Who Forgot How to Swim. Now, I wrote this book and did the illustrations myself, but I'm using a pen name, Shelley Coraline, get it, Shell and Coral, in order to make sure that this book is on brand and on point, okay? So as you can see, the template that I used here includes a title page, a copyright page, a dedication page, and then a bunch of pages with text and images, right? And I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to create this, how I created this, and how you can create this at home in just a couple of moments, okay? So first, before we get into actually creating the manuscript, you need to know that there are 3 things that you're going to need in order to create this book. The first thing is you're going to need copy or text, right? So obviously it's a book, it has copy, right? The second thing you're going to need is illustrations, and I'm going to show you how to do all this, okay? So the illustrations, because this is a kid's book, because this is a children's book, it's going to have pictures, and the illustrations ought to be compelling and good. So I'm going to show you how to create good images as well, okay? And the third thing that you're going to need is a cover for your book. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can create a cover. I'm going to give you a number of different ways. Some of them are lightning fast. Some of them require more time, but are also super fast once you get the hang of it. And then we're going to put it all together, and I'm going to show you how to upload all this stuff onto Amazon. So if that sounds good, continue watching, guys. We're going to get into it, starting with the text. So the first thing you need is text, okay? Now, don't reinvent the wheel here. Every single children's book on planet Earth pretty much has between 20 to 30 pages. So this template that I use has 24 pages, okay? So somewhere right in the middle. And fewer pages is better from a printing cost perspective. So I would definitely recommend keeping it under 26, 24 pages if you can, right? So first you need a title for your book, right? Hopefully you already have one. If you're like me, you come up with titles all the time and you have these ideas for books and you just want to figure out how to turn your idea or premise into a book. But if you don't, feel free to use tools. There's plenty of tools out there that can help you brainstorm on ideas. I know there's a lot of writers who use like AI, for example, ChatGPT and things like that. But you do whatever you do to figure out how to create the books you want to create. I'm not going to tell you how to do that, but I'm going to tell you how to create the actual book once you have the ideas, right? So the title for this book is The Mermaid Who Forgot How to Swim. Then what you need is 12 spreads, okay? Now a spread is basically just 2 pages next to each other, right? And for my template that I like to use, I have 1 illustration and 1 text for each spread, okay? So we're going to have 12 spreads total, and that means we're going to have 12 illustrations total and 12 text pages total, okay? So first thing you want to do is write 12 pages of text, right? Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's ideally you want a theme for your picture book, right? You want, believe it or not, you want a 3-act structure where you have something happening in the beginning, a problem or a crisis or an inciting incident. Then there's obstacles where the protagonist wants to get something that they want, and then by the end they get what they want, right? That's the general format you want to follow. I'm going to make some more videos on that in the future. Not going to go into too much detail now on that. But once you have your story, you create 12 spreads, right? So break it down into 12 different pages of text. And once you have the text, you're just going to put them into this template here. And for each bit of text, you're going to add an illustration, right? This is just a brief description of the type of illustration you want to go for that goes along with that bit of text, right? So here's spread 1, example, text. Luma was the fastest swimmer in all the seas, yada, 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 right? So then you need a illustration to go along with that. So a sparkling undersea kingdom full of coral towers and fish schools swirling past, or whatever you want to say for your first illustration, right, that goes along with the text, okay? So once you have that for 12 spreads all the way to the end of your book, then you have what you need to start creating your manuscript, okay? So you're going to copy the title, right? And then you're going to go over to, actually I'm going to copy the first spread's text. Then you're going to download this template that I'm going to provide a link to, and I'm going to show you how to access this at the end of the video. And this is the exact template right here, okay? And it's so simple to use, guys. I've made it completely, basically, you don't even have to think, right? I've made this as easy as possible. You literally just copy and paste. So you're going to copy and paste your title right into here. Mermaid who forgot how to swim. Now that's just, Times New Roman. So you want to probably choose a cool font. You can download fonts online. All you have to do is type in mermaid font or whatever it is you're trying to look for, or get creative, and spend some time doing it right. And then once you have your title in here, you add in your author's name. So Shelley Coraline, right? Again, you might want to spruce up the font a little bit. I did not include the font in my particular template because I want you guys to choose whatever font and not just use my fonts, right? But feel free to use whatever fonts you want. And then all you need is a title image. We're going to get in a minute to how you can create those, okay? But first, the next thing we need to do is we need to insert a dedication, right? So you want this to be on brand, okay? So I would recommend something like dedicated to children who love the sea, right? That's what I'm going to use for my book. Then you want to go back to your other document and get your first bit of text, if you haven't already copied it. Come back here and look, guys. This says this is the first page of text. Insert first page of text here. It's that simple. All you have to do is copy and paste. Now, obviously, it's going to copy and paste with the font that I had from my other document. So again, get creative with the font, guys. I like this font personally. I think it looks good for children's books and what I'm after. So, there you go, right? Looks nice. So then once you have your first bit of text, then you continue doing that until you have, now this is the second page of text, until you have every page's text completed, right? And you're just going to copy and paste from that other document that you created, right? It's literally that simple. So once you copy and paste that one, obviously update the font to whatever font you wanted for your book. And then the next thing you have to do after you have all of the pages filled out, then you're just going to copy and paste images. Now I'm going to show you in a second how we're going to create the images for this, okay? But the idea is once you have your images, image 1, image 2, image 3, this template allows you to just simply copy and paste. So you're going to right click on the image in Word, and then you're going to click change picture, and then you're going to upload from your file, whatever that file is, right? So here's my first image. Bam. So we've got our first image in there, right? Go do the same thing. Repeat for every single image, right? So now we're going to go to image 2. Bam. So now we've got our images. Now this is starting to look like a book, okay? And if we have a title image, which again, I'm going to show you how to create images in a second, then we can upload our title image. So I'm going to insert the title image, and bam, now we've got a cover page. You can insert the name of your LLC if you have one, or your own name right here on the copyright page, then your ISBN number right here. So literally just copying and pasting, guys, okay? I've tried to make this as easy as possible. I'm going to show you how to get this template at the end of the video, and I'm going to show you how to upload this to Amazon. But now we've got, let's say we've done all the pages for our text. Now I want to show you how to create images. Okay, so what I would recommend doing is, let's say you don't have any expertise. There's a number of different options. I'm going to share with you a number of different options for how to do this. Option 1 for creating images is you come over here to Fiverr, right? And you say children's book illustrations. Click search, and you'll see a number of different illustrators who are more than happy to help you create illustrations for your books, right? You can set a budget, let's say value under $30, right? And choose the type of style that you're going for, right? So these look pretty good. So if this is the kind of style you're after for your children's book, then you can start. This starts at just $10 for one custom illustration, right? That's option 1 for illustrations. Option 2 is you come to this website here called Ideogram, okay? Now, Ideogram is an AI tool that's pretty good at coming up with illustrations. So let's say you need remember, you need illustrations, but you also need a cover and text. Let's say we want a children's book cover, right? So you can put a prompt similar to this one and say a children's book cover targeting ages 4 to 8. The book title, which appears at the top, is The Mermaid Who Forgot How to Swim. It is written by Shelley Corline. The author name appears at the bottom. Okay, so you can choose your aspect ratio and mess around with all the filters, do whatever you want to get it the way you need it, and then you click generate, right? So I'm waiting in the slow queue, apparently, but it is getting the magic prompt ready. While that's being created, I'm going to go over and show you some of these other, well, actually, it's almost done, so let's just check it out here. Okay, so here we go, guys. Wow, those look pretty good to me. So I'm going to zoom in on one of these. Look at that. That's amazingly good, guys. So literally that took seconds. Now there are things you're going to want to fix about it, like she's got 2 crowns, right? Now you can hire somebody out at Fiverr and have them just clean it up for you, right? Or if you have Photoshop skills, you can do it yourself, right? So now you have a cover for your book, and that literally took, what, 5 seconds, 10 seconds? And that's pretty darn good. But now I'm going to show you a third method for creating illustrations, okay? Now this is the longer way, but this is going to give you full control over your artwork, and you can have a lot more flexibility. So if you're willing to put in a little more time, I'm just going to quickly show you another option. So you can go here to this site called Freepik. Okay, so I'm just going to start from the beginning here. Let's say you want a mermaid illustration, right? Now, the purpose of this coming to Freepik first is really just to get inspiration. So we're going to click free under the licensing option, and then click illustrations. And then we're going to browse through all of these until we find something that resonates with us, something that we think we like the style of, the overall style, right? So let's say we like the style for this one right here. Okay. So I'm going to download this file. And again, this is just for inspiration. I'm going to show you in the next step what we do with this image. I'm going to download this JPEG. Okay. It should be in my download folder now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this next website called Adobe Firefly. Okay. Now, Adobe Firefly is Adobe's AI tool generator. And what we're going to do here is we are going to, once you log in and create an account, now this one is not free, but again, I'm showing you, like, if you want more control and you want to do this the right way, in my opinion, the right way, then this is the way I would do it, right? So create an account. And once you have an account, I like to choose Firefly Image 3 as my model. And then I click it on fast mode and put it on square, right? And then what you want to do down here is you come to this section called styles, and this is where you're going to upload a reference photo. Now this is going to generate basically the kind of style that you want to create, right? Then you create your prompt, an illustration of a mermaid girl with dark brown hair, blue eyes, and a purple bikini top, blah, 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 right? So I recommend, if you're using this method, that you're very specific with your prompts. You tell them the hair color, size, the hair color, the eye color, bikini color, everything you need to get your character consistent across images. Okay, so the first thing you'll see when this is generated, you'll notice that it's in the same kind of style as this image, right? So we use FreePic as our inspiration, and then we use Adobe Firefly to actually create the image, right? So none of these images are usable, unfortunately, because the arms are kind of all off. So I'm going to just hit generate again and see if I can get a better image. But it is the style that I'm going for, right? So this one looks pretty darn good. She's got the right amount of fingers. Her tail's a little weird. Let's see if we can get a better one. All right, this one's even better because the tail looks perfect to me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to upscale all. And what that means is you're creating a high resolution version of the image you just created, right? And you are going to download that file. Once it's downloaded, now if you have access to Photoshop, you can right click and open with Photoshop and make any changes you want. You can erase the background. You can bring in a different background, right? Once you erase the background, or you can hire this out. You can find somebody on Fiverr to do that work for you if you don't know how. Look, if you're still having trouble, guys, after all the help I'm giving you, creating images, hit me up, right? Just email me. Once you download the template, respond to that email. I'm going to send you the templates via email. So then you can just respond to that and say, Dave, look, I'm still having trouble with the image piece. I might not get around to responding right away because I'm pretty busy myself, but I will respond eventually and point you in the right direction, right? So there you go, guys. You can create this image right here. And the beauty of doing it this way is, let's say we want to use the same character and say, swimming fast, sideways, right? We can try to now use this character that we created, and we can get her doing different motions, right? Like this one, she's more like moving in the right direction, but you get the idea, right? So now we're gonna go back to our document, and we're gonna assume that we have all of our images created, right? So we're gonna upload them, and I already showed you, I already uploaded that one, and we're gonna that's the next step, right? Once you have all the images, you have to actually upload the images, and once you have all 12 images, right? We've got our text, we've got our images, and we already have the template that we're using to create this. So the final step here before we start uploading is to actually create a cover. Well, guess what, guys? You're in luck, because I actually created a template for this very purpose, and I'm going to show you that now. I'm also going to include this template in if you sign up for my mailing list, when I email you the template with the manuscript, which is actually the text file that we were just looking at. I will also include this Photoshop file, which you can use yourself to create the cover, or you can share this with a designer that you find on Fiverr, or if you reach out to me, I can point you to somebody else, right? So this is actually the actual cover that I created using Photoshop. That's actually not the one I was intending to show right now. Let me find the one I was intending to show. Okay, so templates, here we go. Okay, so this is the file that I'm including in the actual in the files that I'm going to share with you as part of the template, right? So this is a different version, The Mermaid Who Forgot to Swim, right? I used that same image to create something that works for that particular file. And then what you want to do is basically, literally, guys, if you have access to Photoshop, you can literally just, put in your title here, change it however you want, right? Change the font, do whatever you want to do with it. Upload an image, drag that image in here, and then you can add an image on the back too. And if you want, you can create a different background, right? You can do whatever you want. And people, any designer is going to be able to help you with that. So I don't want to spend a lot of time here either. But once you have all of this stuff dialed in, you have your cover, you have your images, you have your text. The final step is to upload your book to Amazon KDP, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. Stick around because I'm going to give you some tips for how to do this the right way. And then at the end, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can get your hands on these templates. So the first thing you're going to do is click Create New Title. And for the templates that I'm using, you're going to create a paperback. So this is a paperback template, right? And then you're just going to start inputting the information, right? You want to have this, I already have this up front, right? So you're going to create your title. You're gonna add your subtitle. Now, another pro tip for you guys: when you're doing this, make sure that you're including keywords in your titles and that are actually going to help you find your audience, right? So obviously, a keyword here is mermaid, but you can go to tools like Publisher Rocket, for example, and you can try to search for, hey, I want keywords with the word mermaid in it, right? And so once you actually search for that, it'll pull up a list, and you can click on these orange buttons to reveal how much search traffic does it get. What's the competition score, right? So ideally, you're looking for high search volume, low competition. But once you pinpoint 2 or 3 keywords that you want to incorporate, then incorporate those into your title, your subtitle, as well as your description. And then once you have your description, right, you are going to continue on, and you're going to choose your, now for children's books, you want to usually generate, or generally pick the age group of 4 to 8, right? And then you're going to choose a category as well. It's obviously going to be a children's book. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this right now. Then you want to add your keywords. And this is a great place where you can put in keywords, again, from Publisher Rocket or BookBolt or wherever you're doing your keyword research. This is where you want to include those, right? And then once you create, I guess I didn't put, okay, Shelley Coraline, right, is the author. Once you create all of the details for your book, you're going to click Save and Continue. And on this next page, it's very important that you select the right template, because the template that I'm going to provide to you has specific dimensions. Okay, so you can choose to use a KDP IBS number. They're going to give you one for free. So if that's the one you choose, you're going to copy that. You're going to go back to your book, which at this point is starting to look pretty great, and you're just going to literally go to where it says Insert IBS number, and you're going to insert it right there. Right, super simple, guys. And then now, if you want to be able to distribute your book to places besides Amazon, then you're going to have to add your own ISBN number. You can Google how to purchase those on your own, okay? But once you have that, you are then going to go and you're going to choose premium color interior with white paper. Okay, guys, this is going to give you the highest quality print for your children's book. Okay, then for the trim size, this is very important. You have to choose 8.5 by 8.5. That is the right size that I've used for my template that I'm providing you. So if you want this to be as fast as possible, just go with that size and use the template, right? For bleed settings, if you don't have bleed in your artwork, you're going to say no bleed and then glossy, right? And then you're going to upload your manuscript, upload your cover file. If you did use AI, you want to be honest with Amazon and say, yes, I use a little bit in my images, but I didn't use any in my text or whatever, right? And then you're going to click, once you do the preview, it's going to force you to preview the file. And then you're going to click Save and Continue, and set your price point, okay? So guys, if this sounds good, if you want this template, and you want to utilize these methods that I just taught you, the next step is to click the link that I'm putting in the description, and it'll bring you to some page on this website, bookauthorbusiness.com, right? And then you're just going to fill out your information, right? Your first name, your last name, your email address, click Submit, and I will send you the templates that I used to create the children's book, including the cover and the manuscript file in this video. Hopefully you guys got value out of this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.